robust warranty. You did, and I heard it quite clearly in all the bustling of the market. It was very compelling. It was. Sly Silas, already shuffling subtly, almost his smile, though still wide, became a fraction more strained, a mere sliver of his reptilian lips. A lifetime quantum warranty. Yeah, what about it, son? His eyes flickered nervously, already searching for an escape route, a convenient distraction, anything to avert further detailed inquiry into the specifics of his lifetime quantum warranty, which typically had more loopholes than a black hole, had singularities, and was often backed by a non-existent corporate entity, registered on a gaseous exoplanet light years away. Well, Percy pondered, his brow furrowed in earnest consideration. Utterly innocent in his fiscal conscientiousness, for what you charged me for the chronoglyph. And seeing as your supplier was so very overstocked from that reacquisition event, and you went to all that trouble, and those poor I reckon 10 or 15 stellar rotations would be more than fair for a warranty. A generous 15-cycle warranty seems more than adequate for a good, solid timepiece like this. You shouldn't have to warrant it for my whole life, Mr. Sly Silas. That just wouldn't be a fair shake for your struggling business. It wouldn't. You'd be losing out on potential future profits and replacement costs, and I wouldn't want that for you. It's just not right. It isn't. It wouldn't be the Hickenlooper prime way to burden you with such a long-term commitment, especially when you're being so kind to me. Sly Silas just stared at Percy for a long, agonizing moment, his reptilian face utterly blank, his sales pitch circuits almost entirely overwhelmed. His internal processors crashed, a blue screen error flickering briefly across his ocular implants, momentarily rendering him frozen. He was, for once, truly speechless, struggling to process the unwavering, almost crippling, innocence of his customer. It defied all known principles of fleecing. He slowly shook his head, a dry, rustling sigh escaping his lips, a sound of profound bewilderment. He needed to escape before his own internal programming short-circuited entirely from cognitive dissonance. A very happy afternoon to you, PFC Pippin, he finally managed, his voice strained but regaining a professional sheen through sheer force of habit. He turned abruptly and, with a speed that belied his previous theatrical lethargy, melted back into the shadows of the Astrohaven market, a faint, almost musical jingle of credits accompanying his swift departure. He needed a stiff synth-ill, a long meditation session in a zero-G tank, and perhaps a moment of quiet, existential contemplation to recalibrate his entire understanding of human or rather, Hickenlooper, Primean psychology. This transaction would be legend amongst the shady merchants, an enduring enigma for generations to come, spoken of in hushed, bewildered tones as the Pippin paradox. Wordcap. Continuing from the original script, the happy afternoon to you, Sergeant Carter. What is it, pal? I'm trying to catch up with this paperwork. What do you want? Oh, I thought I'd just stop by and kill some time. Back at the Starstone Galactic Encampment, Captain Beauregard Montgomery, his ocular implants feeling gritty and his skull throbbing with the accumulated stress of the credit disbursement cycle, was making a last-ditch desperate effort to claw his way out from under the administrative avalanche that threatened to engulf his career. Datapads and rolls of obsolete parchment littered his desk like debris after a particularly violent meteor shower. He meticulously reviewed a maintenance log for the mess hall's protein paste dispenser. Its last recorded repair, a baffling scrawl in an unknown alien script about a sentient fungal growth, requiring rhythmic encouragement, that had apparently developed a fondness for polka music. Bo felt a profound sense of weary futility, a crushing despair that settled over him like Xylos Ivy's toxic dust. Just then, a presence, both brightly optimistic and deeply irritating, announced itself at his door. A very happy afternoon to you, Captain Montgomery, sir, a truly stellar one. It is. Percy's cheerful voice, a insistent bell in the oppressive silence of Bo's office, preceded his entrance. Bo jumped, startled, nearly knocking over a precarious stack of quartermaster deficiency reports. Unaccounted for, carbonated to pre-Starstone era. These reports had been teetering on the edge of his desk, like monuments to administrative despair. He slammed a hand down, a frustrated growl rumbling in his chest, rattling his fillings. Pippin, what in the cosmic void is it now? For the love of all that is orderly in the galaxy, can you not detect an aura of profound, existential misery? I'm trying to catch up with this monumental pile of paperwork, trying to avoid being declared administratively bankrupt by Colonel Ramsey. What do you want now? Has another two-headed space llama gotten loose in the mess hall and attempted to lead a coup? His voice was a raw, strained croak, betraying his utter exhaustion and his rapidly dwindling reserves of patience. Oh, goodness gracious, I thought I'd just stop by and kill some time with my commanding officer. I did, Percy explained, completely oblivious to Bo's escalating agitation, his earnest face beaming, completely with his usual lack of self-awareness regarding personal space. He promptly took an uninvited seat on the edge of Bo's Durasteel console, his weight making it creak ominously. His grav boots narrowly missed a sensitive data input port that, if struck incorrectly, controlled the entire encampment's gravlift systems. The horrifying image of the barracks slowly ascending into orbit, filled with unsuspecting, sleeping Marines, all shouting accusations at a rapidly descending rogue console, flashed vividly through Bo's mind. Well, kill it somewhere else. Pippin, immediately. And for the love of the Starstone Council, not on my desk. Bo roared, practically leaping from his chair, scattering datapads like startled space larks caught in a solar flare. I got to clear all this up, every single bite of it, before I can even think about getting out of here. Before I can hope to retrieve some semblance of my lost dignity after that embarrassing performance review and the ongoing investigation into the mysterious disappearance of the official quartermaster, which mysteriously vanished during your last cleaning cycle. So, beat it, Pippin, before I assign you to perpetual latrine duty on a methane moon with a sentient bacterial colony that exclusively feeds on overly optimistic organic compounds. Well, Captain, maybe I could pitch in and help. I could, Percy offered, already reaching for a stray datapad with eager, unhelpful hands. His fingers hovered, brimming with intent, ready to organize Bo's meticulously disheveled system. I got plenty of time. I do. My credit, disbursement cycle plans have concluded with remarkable efficiency. All my errands are run, all my needs are met, and I'm good with tidying things up. Mother Pippin says I have a knack for organization. She does, even for complicated interstellar logistical reports that seem to defy all known indexing systems. Bo smacked his hand away from the sensitive data. The contact made an alarming thwack sound, like a faulty servo. Pippin, you got your pass, your freshly acquired credit chips. Go into Astro, catch a holoflick someplace. Buy some of those hydrosanitation footwear items you're so fond of, for optimal foot hygiene and interstellar foot comfort. Just get out of here before I confine you 2 quarters for a full stellar cycle and assign you to manually alphabetize every single grain of sand on Zy by molecular density. Right, Captain. Percy sprung to his feet, managing a sharp, surprisingly agile salute despite his proximity to Bow, almost bumping his helmet against the overhead lighting panel. But before I go, Captain, he added, his voice lowering to a more intimate, almost confidential tone, as if sharing a profound secret with a trusted comrade. Would you happen to have the right time, sir? My new chronoglyph, the beautiful one from Mr. Sly Silas, is showing a rather peculiar time relative to standard galactic rotation. It seems to have stopped, rather abruptly, in mid-oscillation, and I'm afraid it won't even tick. It won't. Bo's eye twitched violently, a deep, guttural sound, like a faulty airlock gasket straining under immense pressure just before a catastrophic breach, escaped his throat. He stared at Percy, then at his wrist. He broke it already. Or, it was always broken. Pippin, what in the cosmic void is it now? Get out of here, before I spontaneously combust from sheer, unadulterated exasperation, and assign you to solitary sonic shower duty for a full stellar cycle in a high-pressure plasma chamber, cleaning the hyperdrive conduits of a decommissioned cargo freighter. Oh, goodness me. I'm sorry, Captain, Percy said, looking genuinely contrite, his face falling like a misplaced meteor from its intended orbit, now floating uselessly in the void. I didn't mean to bother you. I didn't. I just wanted to show off my new chronoglyph. Captain, the magnificent one. It's so shiny. It is, even if it does seem to be stuck in one particular temporal loop. He held out his wrist. The magnificent gravitonium chronoglyph now, unbeknownst to him, a rapidly failing timepiece. Perhaps even an inert bauble. gleaming resplendently under the harsh barracks lights, an undeniable beacon of luxury and elegance.